Hi guys, welcome back to Midnight Zero Astrology. This is Mina with Midnight Zero, and I am very excited to film another sun video. As a reminder, the sun is your biggest, brightest star in your chart. It is meant to be visible. The energy is meant to be visible to other people, and they're meant to see it and admire it. It's not meant to be hidden. Not only will it help you grow in life, grow towards happiness, it's going to help other people too, because they feed off of the energy, just like plants grow from the sun's divine rays. So it is often the key to happiness that will make your life blossom. So your sun sign is in Capricorn. What does this mean about you? This means that you're ruled by Saturn, the very severe, mature planet, concerned about time. If you look at the glyph of Saturn, it looks like a key, and what I imagine is a child walking to the door, putting the key in the keyhole and turning it, and it's symbolic of growing up, the key to growing up. You guys are often mature beyond your years because of this. So, Capricorn is the most evolved earth sign, and it's a cardinal sign. Why is Earth, which has to do with stability, tangible reality, why is that the best in cardinal? Well, Earth can be stagnant in Taurus and all over the place in Virgo. So consider yourself Capricorn mobilized Earth, because cardinal energy is all about upward movement, moving up, up, up. And you carry both of those Earth signs on your back, Taurus and Virgo, on your way to your really hard mountain climb in life. And I use the word mountain because your symbol, your mascot, is the sea goat, which is a goat with a mermaid tail. So imagine this goat at the bottom of the mountain already has wet, slippery hooves, has to climb up this huge mountain. It's a big task, and you all feel weighed down by these huge responsibilities. You're not unaware of them. You have a lot of responsibility on you from a young age. I have a young Capricorn student. I'm a teacher. He's 10 years old, and he always takes our classes so seriously. And I should probably tell him to relax a little, but I just love it. I'm so inspired by it because my midheaven's in Capricorn. My mom has a Capricorn ascendant. My best friend is a Capricorn ascendant, and a very important person in my life, we'll call her RJ. She has 5 planets in Capricorn, including her sun. So you guys are my idols, and I really feel like you help raise me, especially my friend RJ, who I think deserves credit for making me a non-toxic Cancer moon, because I was a totally toxic cry baby to Cancer moon, and she helped my moon grow up. And she probably does, she will claim not to remember that, but I totally give her the credit for that, and I thank her for it very much. So you guys are all about reverence for time, growing up too fast, and respect for older people. You haven't totally left behind the energy of Sagittarius, which is all about respect of masters, because you want to become the master. It's just that you have a different definition of who is a master. You believe people who are older are the best teachers because they have real life experiences. Capricorn suns deal with the real, the harsh realities of the world. That's what you guys are comfortable with knowing. You don't want to know the mushy-gushy like Cancer. You want to know the cold, hard facts of the reality that we live in. And that's why you love learning from older people. But this also makes you a little bit vulnerable, because you really can be let down by older people if they somehow do something that, you know, you feel isn't responsible or diligent, or if they're lazy. You guys don't like lazy people. They can let you down a lot. And what are those first older teachers in your life but your parents? So your parents can be the biggest source of inspiration for you, or a huge letdown, because you have that respect for older people as teachers. So you guys are achievement oriented. You are achievement machines. When you're little, you're already on that path, and you don't like to fail because you feel like you need to do all these things by a certain time, like graduate college at 22, buy a car at this age, have a home at this age, have a stable job at this age. And if you don't meet these harsh time requirements, you can just be so disappointed in yourself. And you also put this on other people. You expect a lot out of other people, but only because you expect a lot out of yourselves. And this is also your way of being loving, because a Capricorn, don't ask them advice unless you want to know the harsh reality of the answer that they're going to give you, because it's not like asking Aries, where you know, we can be kind of brash. They're going to give you like the advice no one wants to hear, but is kind of always true, the advice that you want to keep in the back of your mind, because this is their love language. Their love language is dealing with reality, being dutiful to the people they love, and supporting growth. They don't like lazy people, so if you're not being mobilized, they're going to want to mobilize you and get you on that ladder of success along with them. So Capricorns kind of view their solar energy as a big resume, and you guys kind of are a big resume. You curate yourself because you know that you have to look and be a certain way to get these earthly achievements. That's a harsh reality that your elders have probably taught you. So behind the scenes, you are working so hard on this visible resume of yours, and you also extend that to other people. A lot of times Capricorns are super cautious, so they don't want to associate themselves with people that don't fit the resume, because they're all about the resume. And this also goes back to elders. Like, what do elder people tell us? You know, you are who you hang out with. You guys really do respect these tried and true harsh advices that older people can teach you about. So when you insult a Capricorn's appearance, you're insulting the resume. They're not going to like that because they've spent so many private hours working on this visible resume, you guys. So think twice before you do that. They're not going to take it lightly. They're probably going to be aggressive. But the sad part is that they're probably going to take into account what you say if you are someone respectable to them, and they'll incorporate the criticism you gave, because they haven't totally forgotten that from Virgo, the middle earth sign. They'll take criticism if it's going to bring them to a higher place, but it still hurts because they work so hard and you're telling them that their efforts didn't amount to anything in those moments. Capricorn is the most evolved earth sign, so that means it carries a God energy, as does Sagittarius, Pisces, and Aquarius. Capricorn's probably one of those God energy signs where you're just like, huh, Capricorn? Like, but it is Christ-like in a way, and no matter if you believe in Jesus as a real or fake person, you know, you could just see him as a literary character. You can learn a lot from his life, and he is symbolic of all these most evolved signs and elements. Well, how does that translate to Capricorn? Is it just because Capricorn has a commercial birthday? No, I never believed that Jesus was a Capricorn sun. He is a total Pisces sun, and I don't even want to argue about it because I consider it cold hard facts. But I think that through Jesus you could see the divine sense of duty in Capricorn, and the respect of elders. Like, he took his father's mission seriously. He had that heavy weight of responsibility at an early age, and he accepted it, and he went through with everything, no matter how painful it was. And that's how you guys view duty. You will suck it up and you will complete your duties if you accepted them, no matter what, which is very admirable. You're not going to cry about it. You're just going to walk through the fire if that's what you agreed to. And that is very admirable in Jesus. And also you can see the divine fear that he wanted to teach his followers. Now this sounds crazy, but this goes back to those harsh realities. He wanted his followers to know, from his standpoint, the harsh realities that they would face if they didn't follow the godly rules. They would end up in hell. And he didn't want that for them. So he wanted to be the bearer of bad news, because he loved them so much. So he'd rather them hear these horrible realities from him than someone that didn't love them. So that's the standpoint Capricorn's coming from. They are the divine fear. They are the divine discipline, divine dutiful sign, and have big daddy energy. Just like Cancer has big mama energy. You are the dads of the zodiac. You're the people that are gonna give you the harsh advice to make you better, to help you achieve things. And you do want to teach people to be cautious, because you're so cautious. You really, guys, you're the cautious sign of the zodiac. You will not take risks unless it's like a 90% success rate guaranteed. And that's because you do realize that time is money, which is why you're also the most evolved earth sign. You do know that time equals money. And that's why you can talk yourself into successful things and also talk yourself out of them. It's kind of a double-edged sword. You're the same person that's like, this job will be a good investment for me because of the time and the money offered. Or you could be like, why bother going through with this, because The amount of time I have to spend on it isn't going to be guaranteed paid back to me, blah, 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 blah. So this is your greatest strength and almost your greatest weakness, like the caution and the time is money thing, like talking yourself in and out of things all the time. Hopefully you're more so talking yourself into successful things, because you guys are built to succeed. And a lot of times you see these negative Nancy, apathetic Capricorns, most in people who are not rising to the challenge of Saturn. So sometimes you are so cautious, Capricorn Suns, that you miss out on good opportunities. Be very mindful of this about yourself. Think of Jeff Bezos. My friend just made a video about Jeff Bezos. He's a huge Capricorn Sun person. And he actually was being a scaredy cat Capricorn and didn't jump in the internet biz right away when it was fresh. Keep in mind, this is the current owner of Amazon, about to be the world's first trillionaire. Well, guys, did he give up and become that apathetic, negative Nancy Capricorn? No. He got back on the horse and he got in the biz, and now look how successful he is. Use that as an inspiration to not give up, you guys, because you could feel so unworthy because of those high standards you set for yourself and other people. But you have to learn how to see your own worth. This is a big key to your happiness. And if you want to be non-emotional about it, remember how Virgo does things. Make a list of all the things you've done and try to look at it objectively. Get other people to look at it. You guys are so hardworking. Don't feel bad about your efforts. Don't give up. Don't be defeated by time, because you're meant to defeat time, not the other way around. And a lot of you guys feel like if you don't meet these timelines, then you're just complete losers. And trust me, I can resonate with this because of my midheaven. But the Capricorns that don't give up, those are the ones that become the Capricorn kings, and don't let time defeat them. They crush time and they make tons of money. They're successful. And even if you don't make tons of money, you guys, you have to keep on climbing up and up. You cannot be discouraged. This sun sign, out of all the sun signs, it is such a dangerous path for you to be discouraged, because you shine brightest when you're working hard. That's your beauty. You are so inspirational to people, just seeing how hard you work in this life and how you operate. You're work hard, play hard people, which is why the devil is associated, the devil tarot card is associated with Capricorn, which is about indulgence in earthly things. You haven't totally forgotten that from Taurus, but you have to feel like you put in enough work hours to deserve these things. So guys, to help lighten a Capricorn Sun's mood and way of being, if you are close to one, just tell them that you see how hard they work and congratulate them for it, because a lot of times they don't receive this acknowledgement, and they really do need it to keep going more than they'll ever admit, because they're not open about their feelings like Cancer people are. And a lot of times, because you push all the emotion out of your life to go up on this mountain, I call me and my friend RJ to joke about how she's an emotionless robot. She really isn't, but she has elements of this. But she's exploring her feelings, guys, so if she could do it with 5 planets in Capricorn, so can you. But I think that a lot of times you have like delayed adolescence, where you know, instead of dealing with emotions when you're a kid, you start to do it when you're an adult. And don't be ashamed of that. Again, don't let the time defeat you. Just better late than never. That's a good Capricorn philosophy to have when you're feeling down. Better late than never. Don't be afraid to explore these emotional things, because that's just going to enhance your resume, because people are emotional creatures. So the more you can understand your own emotions, you can connect with other people. And remember, having connections with other people brings you success. And that's so important to remember for you guys. You guys are the late bloomers of the zodiac, but don't let that get you down. It's actually a very unique and beautiful thing about you. You don't emerge as quick as some people, but when you do emerge, you take a long time to get there, because you care so much about the product you're giving out. Even if it's later in life, once you bloom into the world, once you re-emerge, you are often the most beautiful flower, undeniably, and have confidence in that. Trust the process. You have grown away from the positive thinking of the sign of Sagittarius, Capricorn Suns. So a lot of times you will just put so much negative energy in the name of being realistic into every new project, or even at the point where you're ready to come out with a project that you have. You'd rather just kill it before it even begins, because that's safer somehow to you. But imagine the terrible energy that's being put out to the universe when you think so negatively. remember that part of Sagittarius, because you do tend to be a magic killer. You turn everything gray with your negativity. And that's only hurting you guys, because you're putting the worst energy possible out there for all of your hard work. And I want to see you succeed. So I will tell you, maybe try to remember that part of Sagittarius, to think more positive. Maybe you can't have faith in the universe like a Sagittarius, but you can have faith in what you can see, and you can see that you've worked hard. So have faith in your work, Capricorn Suns. Let that be where you create that positivity to put into the universe, because you guys are kind of like the anti-law of attraction sign, because you do kill things before they even have a chance. Instead, view this as an investment into your future and as an enhancement to your resume, because when you put those good vibes out there, you're only going to get more successes back. Also, I mentioned the law of attraction because a lot of the times in your upward climb in life, Capricorn Suns, you will step on a lot of heads and hurt a lot of feelings just to get to the top. And maybe you're not bothered by that, but I caution you, one day these people that you hurt might come to get you when you're at that top and threaten your earthly success, which I know you don't want that. So view that as the reason why you should maybe at least treat people decent. Again, about the law of attraction, if you treat them decent, at least you can be pretty sure that they're not going to be coming for you when you're successful at the top, which I know makes you feel safe. Also, when you invest in the law of attraction, Capricorns, you are going to free up a lot of blocked, heavy emotional energy inside, and you will eventually feel lighter. If you feel lighter, then you have more energy to work harder, which you guys are all about hard work. So view it as an enhancement to your resume, since you guys care so much about your curated self, your resume, your visible resume to people. Because networking, which is what you're moving to, Aquarius, is a lot of time the way people gain success is through connecting with other people. Don't forget that, because I want you guys to be very successful. So view it in a language that you understand. You don't have to view it from a moral, emotional standpoint. View it as just simply a very good, safe investment for your future, to think more positive and to be a faithful follower of the law of attraction. You guys are also really funny because you're very self-depreciating, and it's like a dry sense of humor, which I very much love. And I don't know, I'm a fan of your humor. But don't be mistaken, just because a Capricorn's making fun of themselves, don't you think you have the right to do so, because they view their image as something they own because they worked so hard for it. So don't take liberty to also insult them, because they give themselves that right to do so, because they have worked to make this image. So don't trample all over that. You might get burned with them. You guys really do have a love of classics, and it's not like trendy like Aquarius or Libra. You're not concerned with what people will like in the future. You're concerned with things that have defeated time, that have stayed around for long periods of time. Think about the skinny black dress. Everyone has a little black dress. And for men, I guess like a classic tuxedo, like things that are just sticking around and never look bad. A good pair of jeans, that's so Capricorn to me. And you could see this in Capricorn models. You guys are beautiful people. Capricorn Suns have so many beautiful model people with this sun sign. If you know some Capricorn Sun models, leave them in the comments, because I love looking at these models. They just make me feel calm. I can't explain why. They're very put together. It's like they're Taurus and Capricorn combined. They're put together, and they're neat like Virgo, but it's almost like an ease about it that reminds me of Taurus, and it's like all the earth elements coming together, and it's just lovely. Very beautiful people. AALIYAH, Denzel Washington, beautiful Capricorn Sun people. AALIYAH, we all dress like AALIYAH. So look, she made a new classic with how she dressed, the athleisure look, the crop tops and the baggy pants. Everyone dresses like that. She's a true classic beauty, and I love how her songs have good messages for Capricorns, like dust yourself off and try again, age ain't nothing but a number. She understands the things that get you down, so she's telling you to get back up, guys. You have to learn to get back up and keep climbing, no matter your age, no matter how much time has passed by. It's never too late. Another Capricorn Sun I love is Miyazaki, Hayao Miyazaki, which is a Japanese animator. He was born in the 1940s in a very harsh time for Japan where bombings were taking place and stuff, and that really affected him. Of course it did. And he looked up to his mother so much. Again, that was a source of inspiration for him because he had a good parent. And Capricorn Suns respect elders, rely on that. And he knew from a young age that he wanted to be an animator. In typical Capricorn fashion, he was famous for throwing away his drawings because he deemed them not worthy, not good enough. Finally, he had a mentor that he looked up to and said, hey, stick with your style, because apparently he didn't feel confident in the way he drew people. And thank goodness he listened, because he is famous for these movies, and the way he draws people is so iconic. You could see a Miyazaki movie from a mile away, so I'm so glad he listened. Another lesson we can learn from his life is that one thing that's horrible for Capricorn Suns is career stagnation. If you tell a Capricorn they can't move up, that there's no upward movement, then they're going to peace out. And if they stay around, they're going to be grouchy as hell. If they're sticking around, it's because they're being scaredy cats and afraid to rock the boat of that earthly stability. And also, they might have some duty that they think is tying them down to this job, but they're boiling inside, guys. You don't deny Capricorn advancement. That's just horrible. So I think that's why he job hopped a lot. He worked at a bunch of animation studios until he got his big break with Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, which was his first super famous movie. And at first he didn't want to work with this big animation studio because he was being a scaredy cat Capricorn, didn't want to take risks. But finally he said yes, and look how many classics he's made, guys. He made a classics. All of his movies are going to be movies we watch forever. Think of Howl's Moving Castle, Kiki's Delivery Service, Totoro. I can go on and on and on. Grave of the Fireflies, that one makes me cry all the time. You can see elements of each earth sign in his video. The slice of life beauty of Taurus, the meticulousness, like it actually takes a lot of technical skill to draw the way he does. And Capricorn, respect for older times and history, tradition. You can see traditions of Japan in it. I love them so much. And typical of his Capricorn Sun, you know, the more achievements you get under your belt, the more brave you get socially. So he actually didn't go to an award show in the United States because he didn't agree with the Iraqi war. And I can imagine he wouldn't be so vocal about that unless he was at a place where he was successful. So guys, he is just a huge inspiration, and he became famous at like 40 years old. So don't let the time defeat you. Again, I'm going to keep on saying it because I understand how heavy you get weighed down by this concept of time. Don't do it. You defeat time. Remember, you can do this. That's your job, is to defeat time, and you can do it. So yeah, you guys, I really hope you love this video. I tried to make it as concise and time friendly for you guys. Please let me know what you thought. If you have any song recommendations, put them below. RJ, I hope you watched and loved it. I hope it was an inspiration for you to never give up, and that it's never too late to do anything that your heart desires. Grind it out like a true Capricorn girl. You got it. Anyway, talk with me in the comments. I love talking to you guys. Make sure to hit that bell so we can stay connected with my videos, and give my video a like and subscribe to my channel so we can keep the conversation going. I will see you in my next sun video. Bye guys.